At 78, Sally Field finally tells the truth about Robin Williams. Sally Field was born Sally Margaret Field on November 6, 1946 in Pasadena, California. Field grew up in a family that was really connected to making movies and TV shows. Her mother, Margaret Field, was an actress, while her stepfather, Jock Mahoney, was also a famous actor and stuntman. The silly people in her life, along with the exciting movie world of Southern California, helped her love acting and gave her a close look at the good and bad parts of working in show business. Field first became famous in the 1960s with her big role in fun television show Gidget from 1965 to 1966, even though the show only lasted one season. The way she played the happy, young, and easy-to-like teenager made her famous all over America. She followed this success with another well-known TV role in Flying Nun from 1967 to 1970, where she played Sister Bertrille, a funny Noonan whose hat let her actually fly through the air, even though the idea was silly and sometimes hard to work. With Field's natural charm and funny timing made the show work and made her one of television's most loved stars of that time. As her career grew, however, Field wanted to get away from the same types of roles that had made her famous in her early years. She really wanted to be taken seriously as a drama actress, so she trained a lot, including at the actor studio with the famous Lee Strasberg. Her hard work paid off when she took on harder and more challenging roles, showing her amazing talent. Her acting in television movie Sybil in 1976, where she played a young woman dealing with multiple personality disorder, was a big moment. Their role needed a huge amount of emotional strength, and Field's real, brave acting earned her an Emmy Award and lots of praise from critics. It made her a serious actress who could handle difficult roles and changed the direction of her career forever. The late 1970s and 1980 seconds were a golden time for Field when she became one of Hollywood's most respected leading ladies. She won her first Academy Award for Best Actress for her role in Norma Ray in 1979, where she played a working-class Southern woman who becomes a passionate workers' rights activist. The film not only showed her strength as an actress, but also connected with audiences because of its powerful message about fairness. Just a few years later, Field won her second Oscar for Best Actress for her role in Places in the Heart in 1984, a touching story set during the Great Depression. Her speech when she got the award included the now famous line, "You like me right now, you like me," a moment that has become one of the most remembered in Academy Awards story. Over the years, Field kept balancing her career between movies, television, and stage shows, proving her ability to change and her love for her work. She appeared in many different movies, including Smokey and the Bandit in 1977, Steel Magnolias in 1989, Mrs. Doubtfire in 1993, and Forrest Gump in 1994, each time leaving a lasting impression on audiences with her ability to bring warmth, likability, and depth to her characters. On television, she kept shining with roles in series like Brothers and Sisters from 2006 to 2011, earning her another Emmy Award. She also proved herself on the Broadway stage, starring in shows like Thegla's Menagerie, where critics praised her theater acting. Her latter career has been just as impressive. In 2012, she got widespread praise for playing Mary Todd Lincoln in Steven Spielberg's Lincoln, a role that earned her an Academy Award nomination. Even in her 70s, she has kept working steadily, showing an unwavering love for storytelling and acting. Beyond her career wins, Field has also been admired for her illness, honesty, and strength in her personal life. She has been open about the challenges she has faced, including struggles with doubting herself, the pressures of Hollywood, and personal relations. In 2018, she released her book about her life, In Pieces, where she openly told her life story, her career highs and lows, and her personal struggles, including difficult family problems and her own journey toward understanding herself. The book was praised for its honest truth and emotional depth, just like her acting. Sally Field's personal life has often been something people were curious about, not only because of her fame as an actress, but also because of the unique paths her relationships and family have taken alongside her career. Field got married for the first time in 1968 when she married Stephen Craig. At the time, Field was still in the early years of her acting career, having gotten national attention with her big role in Gidget and later in The Flying Nun. Her marriage to Craig was likely a steady point in her life, giving her a sense of stability while she learned her way around the fast-moving world of Hollywood, even though their relationship had its share of problems leading to their separation in 1973 and divorce in 1975. The years they shared together were really important for Field. Becca's It was during this time that she became a mother for the first time. The couple had 2 sons, both of whom went on to make careers in creative fields, showing their mother's artistic influence. Their first child, Peter Craig, was born in 1969. Peter grew up surrounded by a world of storytelling and movies, and as an adult, he used that inspiration to become a writer and screenwriter. His work has been recognized in Hollywood, where he has written or helped with major films including The Town, 12 Strong, and Top Gun Maverick. Their second son, Eli Craig, born in 1972, also got a love for movies as well, though he leaned toward acting and directing. Eli has become known for his work as both an actor and filmmaker, with credits that include directing the cult favorite horror comedy Tucker and Dale vs. Evil. For Field, being a mother was always a big part of who she was, and she often balanced the demands of Hollywood with her love for raising Peter on Delhi, making sure her children had as normal a childhood as possible, despite the bright lights of fame after her marriage to Craig ended. Field's personal life took another turn when she started dating actor Burt Reynolds in 1976. Their romance quickly caught the public's attention, partly because they were one of Hollywood's most glamorous couples of the late 1970s and early 1980s. Field and Reynolds were not only dating, but also work partners, starring together in 4 films together: Smokey and the Bandit in 1977, its sequel Smokey and the Bandit 2 in 1980. The dark comedy The End in 1978, and the action comedy Hooper in 1978. Their screen chemistry matched their real-life passion, and the pair became one of most talked-about couples in both movies and the tabloids. However, like many Hollywood relationships, theirs was complicated. Even though they cared deeply for each other, their different personalities and the pressures of fame created tension. After 4 years together, the couple officially broke up in 1980, but their connection stayed strong enough that they continued an on and off relationship until 1982, when they finally ended things for good. Reynolds especially would later speak openly about his lasting love for Field, often calling her the one that got away. For Field, though the romance finally didn't last, it was an important and life-changing chapter in her life, one that shaped her personal journey as much as it influenced her career path. In 1984, Field chose to take another step toward building a family life when she married her second husband, film producer Alan Greisman. This marriage marked a new time for her, and together they welcomed a son, Samuel Sam Greisman, born in 1987. Unlike his older half-brother, Sam chose a career mostly outside the Hollywood spotlight, though he has tried writing and directing, making high sound path. Field has often spoken proudly of Sam and has also been publicly supportive of him, especially when he came out as gay, with Field becoming an advocate for LGBTQ+ rights, showing the deep bond she shares with her children. Despite their efforts to build a lasting marriage, Field and Greisman eventually divorced in 1994. While the breakup was definitively difficult, it reinforced a repeating theme in Field's life: her amazing resilience and ability to balance personal challenges with her ongoing work success. Throughout her marriages, relationships, and role as a mother, Sally Field has always shown that her private life has been as rich and complex as the characters she has played on screen. Each chapter, from her early years with Stephen Craig to her exciting romance with Burt Reynolds to her marriage with Alan Greisman, shaped her not only as an actress but also as a woman who embraced love, endured heartbreak, and finally found happiness in her role as a mother to 3 sons who reflect her creativity and strength in their own unique ways. At 78 years old, Sally Field has lived a long and amazing life filled with personal wins, heartbreaks, and a career that has earned her a lasting place in Hollywood history. In recent years, she has reached a point of looking back where she feels more comfortable sharing honest truths about her life and the people who touched it most deeply. One of the most surprising and emotional things she shared came when she spoke about her relationship with the late Robin Williams, the brilliant actor and comedian whose presence both on and off screen left an unforgettable mark on generations of audiences. In her own words, Field admitted just how complicated her feelings were toward Williams. "I really loved him, but it wasn't like a romance. It was more complicated than that," she revealed, opening up about the way their lives crossed both professionally and personally. Their paths crossed most memorably on the set of the beloved 1993 film Mrs. Doubtfire, where Field played Miranda Hillard, the ex-wife of Williams' character. For millions of movie watchers, the chemistry between the two was undeniable. They joked around. And yet underneath it all, there was an affection that felt genuine, almost too real to simply be acting. Field confessed that this closeness was not just acting. It reflected the deep and layered bond she had with Williams during that time. But Field also said that her feelings were mixed with sadness and regret. "I miss him terribly, but I also know that I didn't always say the things I should have said when he was alive," she admitted with honest openness. This kind of openness is something Field has embraced in her later years, speaking openly about the guilt that can come with losing someone too soon. For her, Robin Williams was not only a co-star, but also a friend with whom she shared a rare kind of emotional closeness, even if it wasn't that traditional kind of love story people often expect. She remembered how working with Williams was like stepping into another world. His mind was lightning fast, filled with endless ideas, jokes, and bursts of energy that could leave everyone on set breathless. Robin was tiring in the best way. Field said he would make you laugh until your stomach hurt, and then, just when you thought he couldn't surprise you anymore, he would say something so sensitive, so gentle that it would break your heart. For her, that was the essence of Williams, the funny man and the poet, the whirlwind, and the calmness, all wrapped into one person. Yet beneath joy, Field admitted she always sensed an undercurrent of pain in Williams, something that made her want to protect him. "I could see the sadness, even when he was making everyone laugh," she explained. "He wore it like a shadow, one that never quite left him." Looking back now with the perspective that age and experience bring, Field regrets not reaching out more, not trying harder to ease that burden. She said that sometimes she wonders if he ever truly understood how loved and cherished he was, not just by the world, but by the people who stood closest to him. Her thoughts on Williams were not just about grief, but also about gratitude. "I'm so lucky that I got to know him the way I did," she said softly. "He wasn't just a genius. He was a deeply human soul, and I think that's what people saw on screen. Someone who could make them laugh and cry within the same breath because that's who he really was." For Field, Robin Williams remains a reminder of the delicate balance between light and darkness and of the importance of saying things we often hold back until it is too late. Now at 78, Sally Field has decided she no longer wants to hold back. By finally sharing these truths about Robin Williams, she is not only paying tribute to a friend she adored, but also offering a lesson about love, honesty, and the fleeting nature of time. Her words serve as both a celebration of Williams' brilliance and a heartfelt confession of her own unfinished conversations with him, a reminder to all of us to speak our truths before the chance slips away. In her honest memoir, Sally Field opened up about a deeply vulnerable chapter of her life, revealing that during her latter teenage years, she endured what she described as severe depression. This wasn't a quick sadness or a temporary struggle, but rather a profound and overwhelming emotional weight that colored nearly every aspect of her existence. For Field, these years were marked by an inner turbulence that she often could not explain to others, and like many young people at that age, she felt isolated in her suffering. The pressure of trying to discover who she truly was, coupled with the insecurities and uncertainties that naturally came with the change from being a teenager into adulthood, created a perfect storm of emotional distress. Field explained that her depression was accompanied by what she called this urgency, this anxiety, this need to find something that was festering in me. Those words capture the restless energy she carried within herself, as though she was searching for an outlet or a way to express emotions too large to contain. It was not simply sadness, but a gnawing feeling of incompleteness, a sense that her spirit was pushing against invisible walls, yearning for freedom, clarity, and purpose. The anxiety she mentioned often showed up as a relentless questioning of her own worth and identity. It was as though she knew there was something important waiting to emerge inside her, but she had no map to follow and no guarantee that she would ever discover what it was.